streaming.
So we out here.
Got the fisherman's hat like you about to get on the boat.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Gilligan's Island.
All you need is a beer.
Oh, we are live.
We are live now.
Okay.
Okay, it's time to promote and share.
Oh, we are live. Oh, shit.
What?
I'll share afterwards then. My phone's up all the way back there.
Forget it. We didn't even start the show.
You said you were live.
Share.
We didn't even start the show. All right.
There is shared. Benson. Pages. Creative.
Oh, you was not giving no crap to you, huh?
Hmm?
With this description. You gave half a line.
What was it?
You just said, "Come join us in that Q&A." You didn't even put the title of like. You didn't even put CAW Q A. You didn't put EFBC. Nothing. You were just like, "Yeah, no."
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna edit it. I'm doing this in my Q&A. Ask us anything. That's not by heart.
And this is the link.
Mm-hmm.
I can't share.
Let me share it.
Well, I already copied it.
15.
Facebook is telling me to make myself safe.
Four.
I'm guessing the rain that we had 3 days ago.
Mm.
Like if I wasn't safe, Facebook, you know, kind of behind.
All right.
Oh, you didn't take the link. Let's do this again.
Let me get the link.
I copied it, but I didn't copy.
Bo.
It just one stroke. Might be, but not might be right for you. That's right, son. Try to sing different strokes theme song.
Oh yeah.
So you guys getting prepared for what's this? All Out?
Already.
Oh, I missed it. Was that enough?
Mine was an expression of disgust, but
Oh.
I don't care in the slightest about anything. If it's watched, it's because Max wants to watch it. I don't really tell him no about stuff, but not because I want to watch it. Make that clear.
Guys, don't poop on her show the entire time, all right?
Yeah, let's not. Don't people get the wrong idea that I switched over sides. Never. God damn, I just forgot what I was about to write in my. Okay, there you go.
Man, these Hawaii Mai Tais are great.
Yeah. Oh man.
Come on, people. Dun dun. Dun dun. All right.
What'd you do today?
What did I do today?
Mm-hmm.
In the garage.
Yeah.
Had a great time cleaning the garage, reorganizing my workspace. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next.
Okay.
A whole lot of that. I saw the commentator and listened to it. It was a good podcast.
Yeah.
Those guys were pretty entertaining.
Yeah, they're good.
Sounds like an actual well, his mic was very, very distinct.
Yeah, right.
So I liked his mic. Pause. Sound like a very pause-worthy statement. Anything that you got out of that conversation?
When they ask them questions how to make stuff better and all that stuff, something that helps me. How to be a good commentator, especially a play-by-play and color commentator. So I was learning stuff from them. I learned repeat the counts, know when to end, when it's the actual end, give some breathing space.
Yeah, I was like, man, yeah, sometimes I do be missing a count. Sometimes I just turn my head at the wrong time. I'm like, God damn it. I get like, squirrel.
Someone showed me some shenanigans.
What shenanigans? What's a shenanigan?
Someone trying to do I want it that way and did it wrong. So,
Oh.
You know how I feel about that.
What's wrong with I want it that way?
It's not my voice.
How was your Women of Wrestling? Is that's what it's called?
Women's Wrestling Talk?
Yes, Women's Wrestling Talk. How was that podcast? I saw that you had a stat where you was like number 17.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually. I was actually kind of late seeing it because I think she told us about a week ago, but I was like, oh, how did I miss this? Let me post. It was cool, though. It was like out of 90. That's pretty high.
It is pretty high.
Considering it's only women's wrestling, and you know how a lot of wrestling fans are.
So now what you gonna do with your newfound fame?
I wouldn't say I have any of that. Maybe the other girls, because they went to the NWA weekend with the Empower event and then the event after, and like about 6 of them were there in person. Oh. So they actually got like some super awesome interviews, which I thought was cool.
Damn.
Yeah, like one of my friends did. One of the hosts did interviewed Awesome Kong, and I'm like, yo, she probably dropped such knowledge.
I heard she just retired. Announced that
she did that at that event. So that was cool. It was like you guys got to rack up some interviews, got to meet in person. It was pretty cool.
That's what's up.
Man, it is kind of cool.
And then 2 of the hosts, I think, came out with Melina as part of Melina's entourage. She asked for them, which I thought was cool. And I was like, see, look at you guys doing your thing.
Like, damn.
I wasn't going to St. Louis. If it was in like the tri-state area for me, yeah, I'm not going anything further than tri-state for wrestling. Not right now, at least. Maybe Philly.
Philadelphia.
That's not considered a tri-state.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is not considered a tri-state, but it's not far to get to.
So wait, the tri-state is New York,
Jersey, and Connecticut.
Hey.
Even though Pennsylvania is like right there, but it's not considered part of the tri-state. So I might get to go to Philly for a wrestling show, but that's about it. I'm not doing anywhere else. Traveling to like the South or the West.
Virginia.
God, no.
God no.
I'm
Those redneck.
Just call a spade. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Not gonna get me in trouble on.
Oh man, we're gonna start in 5 minutes. Just talk about anything today.
Are there people in the
I'm with it.
making the reviews and stuff
Well, there's 2 people watching.
to ask questions?
Well, not yet. We'll see.
You should have just said.
Come on, everybody. And
Guys,
have
got any questions?
There you go.
with your news.
Since somebody is being difficult,
champion.
if you got questions, get them ready in the comments or
There you go.
DM one of these guys, not me. Don't do that.
I ain't got a real belt.
DM one of those 2 with questions that you want answered.
Except my title right here. Because I'm the new champion. And still not good, huh? Jazz. Yeah, no, still not in there. All right, fuck it.
What belt is that? Because I can't tell.
It's an AEW belt.
Oh, of course.
For you. Because it was on clearance. I bought it for my son.
See, that sounds. Well, I mean, I wouldn't, but someone would buy it.
Yeah.
Not me.
Came down here and was like, hey, man, you got my belt. Like, my bad. Just go in your room and play. Shocked the shit out of myself and cashed in.
I like his hairstyle.
Like, man, look at that. He cashing in. Man, okay. Guys, had heard any new wrestling news lately?
Wrestling news? Oh, John Moxley is the new GCW title champion.
You're welcome.
Yeah, shout out to Babe for saying that earlier.
I mean, I guess.
Wait, that's tonight, ain't it?
No,
he won yesterday.
The GCW event, he won it.
Oh.
No sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was okay with Matt being champion because he was getting everybody all upset. He's like, that's what you guys get.
Is that Matt, what's the name place?
Cardona, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So he had, what, like a month or so?
That's what I want wrestling to go back to, is like, well, not back to, but kind of shift to where these guys could just pop up wherever and they're just under a contract, like a 1099 contract.
Yeah. What's up, Noah? We're doing a Q&A today.
So I am beat, man. I hope they didn't beat your ass too bad.
That's very nice.
Thank you for being here.
I love No Channel that much, so that's cool. Just saying. If I'm tired, you'll catch me in the replay. I'm not. Yeah, I can. So that's really cool for that, dude.
Guys, your participation will be very important with us today, so please chime in as much as possible.
Just not that random dude that popped up in the feed that time. That's an absolutely weird question.
Joining for a second en route to a concert, so can't stay long. It's okay, Yorkie.
What kind of concert you going to? Buck Cherry?
Put a mask on.
You're crazy. But you're so good, I'm on top of it, and I scream. Y'all not. Scratches all down my back to get you run on. Y'all didn't know I knew that, did y'all? They didn't even play that on the south side of Chicago. I heard that in a bar down in like southern Illinois one night. And I was, whoa, what is this?
The Black Crows.
The Black Crows. I know about 2 of them.
All right. Well, we're going to start today's show. We're going to do a little Q&A. But, hey, let's talk about some wrestling. So, basically, we're just gonna talk about anything today. I don't feel like call related and whatnot. So, you know what? Let's do a top 3 right now. What are our top 3 favorite wrestling finishers?
Top 3 favorite wrestling finishers?
Yeah, top 3 wrestling finishers. So we're gonna go 1-1-1, then 2-2-2, or we go 3-3-3. We'll count down 3-2-1.
Okay.
So MJ, top 3. So what's your third favorite wrestling finisher?
My third one, so from this call community, it's like the super kick where they spin around. I don't know if you've seen it on calls. It's like they get kicked and they just spin around and it's like, yeah, I like that one.
That's
my
like
number.
Super kick. Okay. For me, my favorite for number 3, probably just a running knee. Running knee for sure. I like a running knee. Running knee as a finisher. You know, it looks cool. The knee to the head. Running knee. Running knee.
What about you, Kat?
I'm sorry, okay. I'm gonna go with an RKO. I like, and specifically, like, I know it's called Cutter, blah blah blah, but I like Randy's way of doing it because it legit looks like that whole out of nowhere thing he does. It works for me. I like that he literally can come off anywhere doing it. Sometimes really surprising, or like it looks like he might be down and then surprise RKO. So I like it, and I think because Randy Orton is an asshole and he like plays to that it works a lot better. So I like specifically his cutter, so RKO.
RKO. So you have a super kick, a running knee to the face, and an RKO. All right, what's your number 2, man?
My number 2 is gonna be the ankle lock.
Ankle lock. A submission. All right, submission. Let's see. My second probably has to be Swanton Bomb, top rope.
I can dig it.
It just looks very pretty looking.
All the frowns.
Well, my bad if my finisher doesn't agree with your.
Oh no, you just have it 2.
I have the number 2.
Shameful.
You want to be a number 1?
Your party's amazing. You be respectful.
There's other people who did Swanton bombs.
Nobody, don't get me upset. Don't do that. You about to get me really upset. Don't do that. Nobody did it like your party. That is the reason why I said that specifically. Act like people knew the Swanton from other people. My second is a Claymore.
Claymore.
It's not only safe, and wrestlers have told me this, because I didn't know it was that safe, but wrestlers have told me that particular move in general is a safe move for both the one doing it and the one taking it, but it looks nice. Like, if I'm supposed to see something like that looks like, oh, you probably knocked this guy down, that looks believable. I hate a finisher where I'm like, I'm supposed to believe this, not this. Okay, I guess. So, I like a Claymore. It looks, I guess maybe because Drew's a big guy, he's tall. So when he does it, it looks like he really did kick somebody like hard, and I'm like, oh, all right. Okay, bro, that works. So
and it can come out of nowhere.
So I'll go with a Claymore. And I think the safety aspect made me like it a lot more. That I know that it's actually a pretty safe move to do.
Okay.
He's good like this.
Our next move is not safe. Top rope brain buster.
Top rope brain buster.
My number 1.
I like it. Brain buster. Sami Zayn used to do that shit. Oh god.
My calls.
I saw Sami Zayn do that shit. Oh my god. My number 1 probably has to be a stunner. I like stunners. Whippersnapper, that's what they call it.
Number
Vince
1
stunner. Yeah. Stunners are cool, especially just nailing it right. Top rope eclipse stunner, springboard stunner.
The springboard stunner, that's a hit right there.
Yeah. Springboard stunner. top rope. I know somebody used to do it where they hold the bottom with the top rope and do that. So I used to.
Oh yeah, that's a good one right there.
I like stunners. But yeah, what's yours? Number
Well, since
one.
you took the Swanton, I feel like it's pointless to mention it. So I'm gonna go a little taboo here because people don't talk about Chris Benoit, but I did like his crossface. I actually really appreciate that submission move. I always have. So I'll put that up there. I don't feel like mine's isn't really in order, to be honest. I don't think mine's in a particular order. It's just those are three that I like. So I would go with the crippled crossface. I felt like he always made his look super like, ouch. So that kind of hurts. Like I might want to smack you outside the ring.
Noah Youngblood says German suplex with a bridge. That's cool. Cutter.
Noah.
And burning hammer.
Sounds very wise.
Burning hammer is it's a bad move to take if you mess that up. First you have somebody in a torture rack, then you're going to drop them on their head. Yeah, that's a scary move to take, man.
Yeah.
Especially setting up wise, especially if a person's heavy. Oh man.
And if you're tired.
Yeah. That can hurt your back. Can hurt the person giving it to you. Yeah, man.
Burning my honorable mentions, though, it has to be the perfect plex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've loved that move since I was a little kid.
Perfect plex?
If I could only if I was only able to grip my hands when I used to do it to my best friend because his leg was so fat, I would have loved that move even more, but I just couldn't do it when I was a kid.
All right. Let's talk about our top 3 favorite heels. Heels. We got to think of heels now. Bad guys.
Oh well, we're talking CAW, right?
Huh? Any era. No, wrestling. Just wrestling in general.
Wrestling. Okay.
Wrestling.
That's simple for me then, yeah.
Top 3 heels. Like they weren't baby faces. They were born heels.
So never was face at all? I feel like that now changes my list.
All right, we could try. I mean, they
only they heel runs, right?
Yeah, like if you're
heels. Right. So they were baby faces, I guess.
No, I was asking because you made it sound like it was only like her career was a heel, and I'm like that just changes the list a lot.
Yeah, that kind of take me out.
Narrows the list down a lot. So it's any time I guess somebody did a heel roll, okay, then I kind of
heels.
Okay.
So my number 3, I'm gonna go with Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby the Brain. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. He's a heel. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens, my number 3. Kevin Owens as a heel, amazing, very believable. He sucks as a babyface. I never liked his babyface run, but him as a heel was probably the best work he ever done. Especially when he was facing against I think he was facing against Balor, and when he went to Beast of the East in Japan, and the Japanese were throwing like springers and stuff like that, and he just like get the hell out of the ring, right there, amazing. I'm just being heel is awesome. Yeah, his stuff against Sami Zayn in Ring of Honor, cool stuff. Grabbing his face and just like blood on just throwing in his face, cool. I like stuff like that. Helps acknowledge the fact that hey, you're a heel. Don't forget. All right.
Eddie Guerrero. Yep. He's an arrogant heel. I don't really like arrogance. I don't like arrogance and cockiness, but it worked with Eddie. I think because he was like he made it look like fun, and I think like that Olympic commercial maybe reminded me of this is why I actually like Eddie when he like kind of had the runners like stuck in place, and then he just kind of took his time and did a little shimmy down. And I was like, this is like that fun heel Eddie. Like it wasn't like let me be over the top, like oh I took the woman or I like bled and that'll make you a heel. That means you bleed. You live and bleed every month. It's not a big deal. I'm sorry. I don't think bleeding is heel like. It's okay. You busted something. Whoop-de-doo. So I like that he was like a fun, like he did like messed up stuff, but he was also like that like sneaky fun type heel, so it worked. So I'll say Eddie.
All right, Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza. All right,
See,
number
my
2.
2, I'm gonna go with Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. During his Hogan run, when they broke up.
The heel run when they was doing the Mega Powers,
Yeah.
and then also his little slight heel run when he went NWO. I was loving Randy Savage then.
All right, okay. Randy Orton for me. Ha!
You said I said it fast.
Randy Orton, yeah, I pick Randy Orton. Legend Killer Randy Orton. I don't like the Randy Orton now. I feel like Legend Killer Randy Orton was probably the best heel run he ever had. And from there on, I think he would just acknowledge himself as, I'm going to be heel. Because he's a snake viper, so you can never trust him. Especially if you team up with him, all that stuff. So yeah.
You have paid attention to Randy Orton recently. Shameful.
Well, this stuff with what?
I'm doing reference to the reason why, and I was going to go with Randy Orton as well. And I think I saw a status a few days ago about me saying I thought he was probably the best heel in wrestling, is because he was an asshole. Like I don't think he's that much of one in real life now, but he damn sure was when he was younger. He was an asshole. Like he did some crazy stuff that I was like, oh my god, like you really did this, and y'all cool with him? Like it would be me personally.
But putting his junk and just shaking it.
It's just a whole bunch of stuff he apparently did that I'm like. Yikes, I'm glad you matured, bro. I am glad you matured. But, like, it's like he plays into the other stuff, too, and I like that. Like, on his social media, he's, like, playing into the heel work. Or sometimes when he's doing stuff with his wife, he plays into the heel work, and I like that. It's like, well, when are you turning it off? And I mean doing it in a way that's not annoying, unlike somebody who wish he was probably Randy Orton. But I'm sure.
Say it, MJF.
Yes.
Say it.
He tries way too hard to be heel, and I'm like, it is not even. You're just an asshole, and assholes doesn't like a good heel can be a heel, and people will like it. You're just an asshole. Nothing's cool. Like I guess people do like it, not me. He tries too hard. I think the only thing I liked from him recently was the reference to Corbin a few weeks ago when he was supposed to be broken and he made like a reference. And I was like, okay, that was funny. But outside of that, that was probably the one and only thing I was amused by. So Randy Orton does it well enough, and then he can easily turn it if necessary, and I like that. So, and I guess him going after the Legends recently and then them going to AEW, I don't think he even started that necessarily, but he played into fans saying it, which I thought was cool. Like, oh yeah, I get rid of them, and now they're at the show. So he wasn't the one who said it. Fans did, but he played into it, and I like that because it's like clearly you're paying attention to what people are saying. That you're like, well, I did, didn't I? He just made little references. So I like Randy. I think he's one of the few consistent heels over the years for his time he's been in WWE. He's been.
Noah Youngblood says Y2J, Jake Roberts, and CM Punk, not in any order. That's cool. Oh, what's up, Miss
he said my number one.
Punk? CM Punk? Yeah?
Yeah, like that run where he did the
cult?
Yeah, the cult. I was loving that. I still watch that to this day.
Straight Edge Society. That was
Straight Edge Society. That was a great little run. I still watch it. I've been rewatching ECW, that's why.
Damn. My number one, to be honest, I feel like in believability, probably Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is probably what?
Once again, just taking my picks.
What? Did you say it? No.
You were making me go last, so how can I say it? It's not my turn yet.
Exactly.
Okay,
so my number one, probably in my believability, Roman Reigns as Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Just the fact that he's actually acknowledging, I guess, especially the smarks and the marks. Like, hey, if people really don't like me for me, then I'm just gonna take it all in and just be that character, And yeah, I really dig it. I really dig this Roman Reigns. I feel like this is probably the most comfortable he's ever been. as a character, and he just
So he finally found who the hell he can be.
Probably Vince just probably told him, hey, just do that. You're gonna come back. Hey, just go on with it, and we'll just put Heyman by you. And Heyman doesn't even need to speak. Normally, it's when he was with Brock, he speaks a lot when he's with Brock. But Heyman is just there, and his facial expressions and everything just says it all. And Roman's just like, hey, there you go. But yeah. Why? What? Tell me
I just
why.
feel like you keep picking people and you're not even explaining it properly, and I'm just like, don't you just being rude right now? First of all, okay. Roman, the whole acknowledge, the whole it's arrogant. That's why it works. It wasn't necessary, and he did say that a lot of it, at least in the beginning, was Paul just telling him play off the fact that they're gonna boo you anyway.
There you go.
So he played up the fact or not. But then he does this shit in interviews too, and people get so hurt. he was doing a sunglasses ad and had nothing to do with wrestling, but he did it in the gimmick. And I was like, you know what, dude? I was always a Roman Reigns fan, so I'm slightly biased because people just don't know. They don't know any better. I was Roman Reigns fans before, so this is just I told y'all, let the man do his thing, and here we are. But since you stole my number one, again, I am going to go with Shawn Michaels. Okay. Especially when he kicked Marty Jannetty to the glass like Marty deserves. Because, Shawn Michaels is clearly the superior one of the group. And just he was always so arrogant and egotistical. Oh yeah, I'm good looking, I can wrestle. I love Shawn Michaels. I mean, I like him anyway too, so I liked him either capacity, heel or face, but I thought he was always a pretty solid heel when he was really just when he felt when he was doing face work, it was I don't care about people's memories. I can be holding on to memories too. That's nice and all, but we ain't about friends. It's wrestling. I feel like friend stuff. So you be egotistical, you be arrogant. I like that. So because of that, I'm gonna go with Shawn Michaels since she's gonna take people's picks and all.
All right. No one says Roman broke out of his shell and that ceiling that was weighing him down because of being face down everyone's throat, and now he transformed into this monster. A monster that was produced by the hate throw in his direction. All right, we got our first question for our Q&A. Miss Dion, what's your opinion on wrestlers that would use face and heel tactics to reach a single end goal?
Tweeners? Is that what he means?
As long as I heard KO and Eddie, I'm
good. I think as a face or a heel, you should use any way that you should need to win.
Listen here, Rod. If you didn't hear KO or Eddie Guerrero, you would have been all right either way. That guys think this is. It's owless. Okay?
What's your opinion on wrestlers that would use face and heel tactics to reach?
Is he meaning throughout the career, or he meaning a tweener? Because there's a difference. So
I think he means in an individual match.
That's tweening then.
Miss Dion, explain that question more so we can understand.
So I feel like my answer would be different depending on which one he means.
Yeah. But if I was a heel to reach the end goal of basically being a champion, because I want to be a champion, I will use as much heel tactics as I can to reach that end goal of being a world champion. Meaning, I will probably talk my way into or using a person to reach that end goal. If I was a match, I would probably find ways to outwork the system just to be a champion. So if I was to team up with a person, or seeing as this person's face and he's very close to reaching that end goal of being champion, I would probably friend him, all that stuff, manage him, I don't know. Then next thing you know, work, cheer on for his matches. Then at the end of it, when he reached that number one contender spot or whatnot,
rob him,
super kick him, betray him, just so I can be in that title picture. Hey, I used you
Well, how would that make sense though? Unless there's some kind of match stipulation where you're allowed to do that, you would have just messed up his momentum. You wouldn't have gotten his spot necessarily.
Hey, if he said, you know what, put him in that title match. Like I want to mess him up.
Money in the Bank or something, that wouldn't necessarily fly. Like, okay, you messed up my match. Now we can just fight, but it doesn't mean you still have a title shot. I feel like that.
Yeah, after I whoop your ass, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Maybe the person.
That's exactly. I'll be like, okay, you betrayed me. I'm kick your ass now, and then I'm gonna still get my title shot. So I don't. I guess it depends on how you use that.
Yeah,
like
how?
If it's a match that
to the point where it annoys him that I'm interfering in his matches and he never gets a chance. To the point where maybe people want to see that match. Like, hey, like now he's in the
Okay, so see, I feel like if I was ever a wrestler, I would be a tweener because there's just certain things like I wouldn't necessarily go all out heel because I personally don't like underhanded tactics, but like I always jokingly said, like if I was supposed to be taking on the Undertaker and he took 20 years to get down the ramp, I'm not waiting for that. So I'm gonna go to the ramp while he's doing the slow walk. I'm gonna probably fight him on it. I'm absolutely not waiting for you to get in the ring and then take 20 years to take your hat off, take your jacket off, and then do the eye roll. Like, bro, I don't have time for all this. So when the moment he did that and I knew he was coming, my ass is going to the out. So that would probably fit under a heel tactic.
Very heel.
But I wouldn't. But that would be for situations like that. Like if I know you're taking your time. And knowing now that the Undertaker said he took his time for wrestlers he didn't like, so he made the entrance a lot longer for wrestlers he didn't like. He actually said this. So knowing that in my mind, fuck no, I'm not waiting. So yes, that will fall under a heel category for me. But then I don't really like low blows. I feel like do better. Like that is so whack. What are we doing? Why are you low blowing? Like you're a wrestler, wrestle. So I feel like stuff like that I wouldn't do, or I wouldn't necessarily like use the ropes to win. But I wouldn't be opposed to using a chair if I need it. So I feel like I would definitely be a tweener. So I guess it depends. It depends on the person. Some people don't do good face work and they better runs. Like I think Seth Rollins is a better heel than he is a face. Personally. I think he does really good heel work. Sometimes his face work kind of falls flat for me and I'm just like, Seth, you're actually a pretty good talker, but it doesn't work so much. I'm like, I heard this story already. I'm over it. But I feel like I would be a tweener. For that reason, it's just certain things like you can be here 20 years. That's nice. I don't want to wait for you to come out to the ring. I don't care. If Triple H is doing the suck it and now I have to sit here and wait for you to do the chops, bro, fuck no. I'm going to hit you in the back of the head with a chair. Let's get this match started. We're going to attack this. So, I'm definitely will be a tweener. I would be a tweener. I would definitely have to do some heel tactics. But I feel like
you'll just be heel. I feel like you're just.
See, yes, okay. Granted, I'm a very sarcastic person. I do like talk a lot of shit, but I'm not in there early cool. So like some heels who go out of their way. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't feel like I would go out of my way to be mean or heelish. But certain situations, I'm not being face. Not F that. Like. When Randy Orton showed up to John Cena's dad's house and he was like, oh, but why my dad? Like, we not talking. I'm just going to beat you up, Randy. We going to just fight. You wouldn't have made it to my house to beat up my dad. You wouldn't have made it that far. There would be no, like, oh, you talk about my wife and children? Well, children's always a red button for me. So, like, oh, so you want to fight. I feel like in certain situations, I would probably, yes, go full heel. But I feel like I would be a tweener because I wouldn't do all of the heel tactics, like the brass knuckles or let's loosen the turnbuckle. Like, that's whack. Why are we doing this? Like, no, absolutely not. But I might use a chair, possibly, depending on the opponent. I might do that. So, yeah, I'm a tweener. I would definitely be a tweener. So, in that regard, it depends on the wrestler. Like, how well they can kind of dabble that really thin line of both. I feel like it depends on the wrestler. I'm okay with it if it's done right.
I'd be heel. Full heel. I'd use the ropes. I'd use the apron. I'd use green eggs and ham. I'd use pancakes. I'd use the monitors. The wires from the monitors, use my shoestrings, everything. I'd even spit in the face.
As easy it is to be a heel, I like the face, the honorable face. I feel just do your actions, be honor system, because I feel like that's more harder.
Says the person
all that when you backing up out the corner trying to put your hands up.
No, meaning because I'm answering this guy's question. Like literally, what's your opinion on wrestlers that would use heel?
Well, then that means you would rather.
But if I was to be a face, I'll just honor all that stuff, handshake, all that stuff, and do your actions in the ring. you know?
You're right, Noah. I do have the role planned out because I know me. Like, I'm nice, but also I don't do well with the shenanigans. So when shenanigans happen, I usually get like
shenanigans.
So
yeah.
I feel like if you're face, it's all about that skill. Like show that skill, and that's why my character in XVPW was always face.
Yeah, but we can break that down. You know how I felt about that with that character.
Because I wouldn't mind losing to like, all right, if I lost because a person cheated, and also if I lost if the person outdo me, all right, I respect that. I'll give you your props.
Except your character had a lot of shenanigans happen to him. I told you this.
Yeah.
I told you I hated that you did. I get it that you was trying to like be that nice CAW Fed owner. Be like, let me do about my CAW roster. But F all that. Like we can do that, and we could also not have you look like I'm sitting here like playing the sad violin.
I'm all about having that match of the night. Okay. Even though I'm never gonna be in the main event. Like, I'm the match of the night. I was
like, why are you making him so sad? Like,
I'm the match that everybody talks about. Yo, Four Eyes.
I would have just
Four Eyes did that match.
I would have made a call just to manage you and be like, get it together, bro. Four Eyes, stop giving you no, get it together. Let's not do these raggedy opponents and you kick their ass and that's it. Like, so that's why I would be a tweeter because I'm like very balanced.
All right. So face best faces in wrestling. Who do you like as face? Top 3 favorite faces. That's tough because everybody knows their favorite.
Oh, I know my first one.
I don't want to say dude.
I know my first one though.
I don't want to say dude.
Yes, John Cena. Listen.
Cena?
Yeah, him.
Yes, John Cena. Listen, people don't like him, but I respect that this man legit cared no shits about what the wrestling community had to say. He stayed face. Yeah. And I appreciate that. And I think it also helps that, you know, I get a part of it is because he did all those Make-A-Wishes and, you know, children don't really understand necessarily the level of, like, you turn it off for showtime or whatever. Like, you got to turn it off and it's not, like, kids still like, but he's my favorite wrestler. Don't do bad things.
FTK.
You know, but, like, I like that he literally didn't care about what, like, the fans, like, oh my god, John Cena become huge, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what, shut up, guys, because he's still wrestling. Like, he could come back when he would come back and do his little wrestling match, get his payday, and go about his day as a face. Mm-hmm. And even though some of the things he kind of said, a Roman kind of hit bullet about, like, heel kind of, like, you had a couple of heel moments in your promos, bro, you did. But I respect that he literally cared no shits about what the fans had to say. Like, he did not let the booing get to him. He didn't let the one moment they're like, oh, John Cena sucks. He didn't let that deter him from being a face. And I respect that. I like so John definitely Cena. John Cena.
John Cena must be my top 3, for sure. John Cena, I mean, seeing that when everybody in ECW booed the shit out of him, he took it all in. Didn't distraction, nothing. And I was like, yo, if you can survive an ECW crowd in one night stand, I respect that.
He must survive Madison Square Garden and the Barclays.
Yes.
New Yorkers is harsh. We don't care. Mm-hmm. And, like, I tell people, it's like, New Yorkers are rude to an extent whereas people don't live there. So, like, we're nice, but we're also can be very rude. And he took that in very well, too. I was surprised. Couldn't be me. Personally, I would have been like, listen here, audience, but you paid to see me because I'm rude. I would have been like, you booing me, but yet here you are paying look at my nice little cell phone bill you paid for while you booed me, audience, because I'm rude. I would be that person. So, he takes it in stride. Even recently, like, a Batista comment, I think, you know, his feelings a little bit hurt when Batista was like, I never do a movie with John Cena. And I'm like, and John Cena roles, however, has been very expanded. I cannot say the same for Batista or The Rock in that matter. Like, John Cena has expanded his acting abilities. I'm like, you know what, Jonathan? Good job, bro. Respect it. Respect it. I'm all for it.
All right. MJ, who's your, like, I guess
number
2?
Number 2, let's see. Man, I don't want to say this other guy, but you got to say him too. Hogan.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I understand. I most definitely understand.
His racism just completely, I don't care. I can't even look at nothing he did. I mean, his wrestling skills in general to me is very mediocre. Even though I get that people liked him in the 80s, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he was that good of a wrestler. He was okay. But his racism just erased everything for me. I'm just like, you might have been okay in the 80s, but I don't care. I don't care that you was in Rocky 3.
Most definitely, I feel 2, Steamboat. natural baby face. Bring out my wife and kid. Let's. I don't think he ever had a heel run. He was always baby face. So and the fact he actually out wrestled a lot of people. And
He did.
yeah, he
Definitely agree
was
with that.
definitely Steamboat was definitely there, and he was most definitely probably ahead of his time. So Steamboat natural, especially his run with Jericho as a tag team was pretty dope. So. And he was like what, freaking 50s or 60s, still wrestling,
Yeah, I'm glad
and catching up with the crowd. That's good stuff, man. And he always shout out his kid and brought him out.
I'm glad you mentioned him being like out wrestling because I always told people that I thought he out wrestled a lot of people. He didn't get praised for his wrestling ability. He actually could wrestle very well, better than a lot of people's top 5 wrestling ability wise. My second will be Jeff Hardy. And my reasoning is, like, I've seen his slight little heel moments, but I feel like he always did that because he's always like he's the smaller Hardy brother. He's the younger Hardy brother.
He's the dumb Hardy brother.
He's
going up there. Should I get out this kid?
Yes, he made some dumbass choices when he, like, climbed the ladder. I'm like, dude, this is the time to get out of the match. Or, like, he'll climb the top of the cage, and I'm like, yes! We're close, bro! And then he'll be like, you know what? Everybody, fuck that. I'm just going to
I'm about to jump.
I'm like, you know what, Jeffrey? You know what? You stress me out right now, Jeffrey. Like, let's not do this. So, yes, absolutely, he's pissed me off with that. He's made me really upset. Like, dude, you have one job. Get out of the cage. Or get the belt from the hanging up top of the ring. Instead of you getting the belt, let me do a swanton. Like, can we not? Can you get the belt, and if you still want to climb up and do a swanton after, by all means, do you, bro. So, yes, he's pissed me off with that. But I always liked his, like, underdog, like, face stuff. Like, man, he was trying real hard and nobody really believed that he could do it. And again, he was a tiny, like, he's like the lower class of the heavyweights. He's very, like, lower class. So I always liked that. And it helped that, the crowd loved him and, he gets the extra points for knowing jagged edge because
oh my God.
He knew his jagged edge and he was all in it. The only white person who understood, I'm like, you know what, you a part of the cookout, my guy. Okay? Part of the cookout. Respect. That's why black people love Jeff Hardy. They know who the real superior Hardy brother was. They knew who the superior Hardy brother was. That's what I'm going to say. So, yes, Jeff Hardy is my number 2, definitely.
Miss Dion said top faces for his favorite faces were Rey Mysterio, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy. The first one's my favorite wrestler of all time, which is Rey Mysterio.
I love Orange Cassidy.
Noah Youngblood says John Cena, Jeff Hardy, and Daniel Bryan. All right. I understand that. My number 1.
I don't have a number 1 really. We did have a number 1. Everybody went Hogan. Cena, and then we had the other 2. Okay.
My number 1 is actually Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, his best stuff was when he was face, especially from El Generico when he's feuding with Kevin Owens to I like his run in NXT when he came out as Sami Zayn. He's feuding with Neville for the NXT Championship, and he finally then his work with Kevin Owens in NXT. Natural babyface, very believable. He knows how to talk. He knows how to work a crowd, especially as a babyface. Basic believability, had the same honor, and his wrestling style was actually really cool. But I actually like his stuff with Neville, because Neville did whatever he can to hold that championship. Even though he was heel, people didn't like Neville because he actually used the system of like the champion's advantage, which not many people did, like trying to get that count out. All right, well, even though he's face, he's doing whatever he can to hold that championship. So he was almost like borderline heel, but Sami Zayn was always this close. Sami Zayn was always that close to getting the NXT championship, and he finally won it because Neville got the call up. And next thing you know, here comes Kevin Owens, like, "Hey, I'm your friend, but I'm gonna powerbomb you to this apron right now." And yeah, that didn't look good because the following week, Sami Zayn got that other injury from when he did his thing with Cena. But yeah, speaking about injuries,
I actually feel like Sami Zayn's better as a heel.
Yeah,
because he talks well. I feel like his face is like, all right, I guess. I don't care if you win or not. I feel like if a heel, it's like, well, you're annoying, but I mean, I guess you did your work for it, so it makes more sense. I didn't really like him as a face. And Neville was definitely tweening. He was not a face, so that is tween moves. Like I said, that's me, tweener all day. Like I would tween. I couldn't be a full heel or full face. I could definitely tween. My number one, I don't know, because
I like Sting.
I'm trying to think. Who would that I really enjoyed as a face? I don't know.
What? Surfer Boy Sting or the Crow Eric Draven Sting?
I like Surfer Boy Sting.
Yeah.
He was super over.
He was most definitely the face of the WCW.
Yeah.
Surfer Boy Sting. Yeah.
You know what? I guess I can say Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
As a face. Like, I don't know if he might have been heel, and I don't remember if
he was heel when he was, he took up the mask.
Now, granted, I don't want to, I'm over Rey Mysterio now, personally, because
Rey Mysterio without the mask was the truth.
Because I'm tired of hearing about the family. I'm like, all right, we all got families, my guy. I don't care enough. Like, oh, son, it's about the family. Like, okay, Ray, let it go. Drop that. However, like, when he first got, like, the championship and, it, like, again, none of one of those situations where you're like, you're the little guy. You're the guy nobody expects to do anything. And you're, doing your little, I like that he's quick. And this is just not even talking about his career before WWE. He had a very long career before that. But I liked him. He wasn't, like, super annoying. Because sometimes faces do get annoying. You're like, all right, shut up. Like, I don't care. Now I don't care. Like, I want you to lose kind of thing. So I'll say Rey Mysterio. Again, mine is not in a particular order. But I was okay with his, like, some of his face runs. Where it wasn't, like, because I know he's face right now. But it's just, like, I'm over it right now. But, like, past Rey Mysterio, face was good.
All right. Good question. That's a good question. Speaking about injuries, because earlier. How do you feel, Noah said, how do you feel about injury angles?
That depends on what.
I remember those being popular when kayfabe was alive. In CXW, injuries could actually lead to releases. Basically, it was means to get rid of people on the roster. That's interesting, especially in CAW. Yeah, injury angles. If you want to write out somebody. MJ, how do you feel about injury angles in CAW?
In CAW, it's like, and if you tell me that you gotta go on vacation and we got something already set up, like something in the future for you, then that's cool. But if you just trying to, I'm hurt and my back, and you just want to take some time just to yourself and you ain't got nothing else going on in the future, then don't give me that shit. Just leave. Like, just walk off TV for a little bit, and it'd be much more believable than another injury angle. Like, we've seen this shit.
See, you know what? I'm not a call on it, but I agree. I don't like when I see random, like, what was the purpose of this? Like, how do we magically go from last week and now this week is all of a sudden people can jump in the background? I'm like, how we get here? Usually there are things that lead up to that beat down in the locker room or the beat down when somebody arrived to the arena. There's usually things that I'm like, okay, this could happen in a week or two.
Multiple injuries.
But, like, no, absolutely not. I would prefer somebody to be like, you know what, like, make a heel angle and be like, yo, F this company and dip for a while. And then come back, maybe it's kind of redemption angle. That works a lot better to me than, like, if your guy keeps getting injured, again, I'm a lot meaner than, I guess, call people are. I'm just going to be like, all right, well, you're fired. I'm not even giving you the problem. I'm not even going to give you the option to give you a promo about it because, like, you're being difficult right now. So I'm a lot more meaner, I guess, about this type of thing because it's like, we're grown. Let's not do that. If it's like a legit, like, again, shit happens. I'm also somebody, like, if shit happens, you have to do what you need to do. And that always trumps call, personally. Children, parents or spouses, whatever, that always trumps call to me,
kids.
at least. Like, I'm a mom, so I was like, I can get, like, sometimes shit happens, but you know who the people are that shit happens and the people who just use your goodness or your kindness and try to use that. And then that's a little different, like, bro, you're fired. I'm not. No, fuck no. I'm not. But if it works, like, if it's something that makes sense, I could have seen it happening, like, oh, this person, like, maybe they got injured during the match, they didn't move that. Like, if the person doing the match made the match look like he didn't hit that move correctly, that might even work. Like, oh, he kind of messed up the move and landed his leg wrong. If it's one of those type of, I guess, because you do that, so highlight reels, whatever. I guess if you like had it where somebody looked they landed wrong, that would make sense. Like, oh, here's an injury. But having people get beat up all the time backstage is like, so how did we get here to the beat up backstage? Like, y'all all just want to, everybody just thinking like, you know what I'm going to do to injure you? I'm going to fuck you up backstage. That's everybody's thought process. Everybody's thought process. That's unbelievable to me. So it's like, that's not what, even wrestling try to switch it up a little bit, regular wrestling. So I guess it depends on how it's done and how often it's done. And if it's the same CAW person, I'm going to be looking at that CAW very suspiciously. Like, why are we doing this again?
How do I feel about injury angles? All right, so to respond to Misty on is to write somebody off or to get memes of that. I would just shoot the shit and just say, hey, this person ghosted on me. I don't give a fuck. I'll air that shit just to. Heyman never lied to the audience. He lied to the wrestlers, but he never lied to the audience. If so and so didn't make it to that show,
how do you lie to wrestlers?
I'll shoot the shit and say, hey, so and so left, so we're gonna replace this one to somebody who really deserves it. There you go. Continue on to the story, you know. But for injury angles, so let's say a person really did the professional shit and say, hey, he messaged me saying, hey, I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks and whatnot. All right, how do you want to go about it? You want me to just say it to the crowd, or do you want to come back? You tell me a time that you're gonna come back. All right, we can make a story out of this. You know, all right, let's do an injury angle. You know, there's highlight reel shit. Break that arm, get the chair, break it. I need this guy to turn heel right now. This is a perfect time to turn heel. Okay, opponent A who wants to face is now a heel. Break that arm. Blah blah blah. Write this person off who was a heel.
3-4 weeks.
If this guy wants to transfer from face now to heel, all right, boom, injury angle. You come back at the perfect time to come back. You should come back at number 30 in the Royal Rumble. You know, oh shit, I thought this guy was gone for a while.
Not the 30 spot in the Rumble.
You know, injury. I feel like
gotta work it off for injury. Coming number 30. That's so messed up. Like he had an injury, but like they're gonna fight back. What if he make it to the end too? That's bad extra work.
We had a guy begging for the number 1 spot. Like shit, here, motherfucker.
You had your week off. Here's that 30 spot, bro.
Injuries. I feel like injuries benefit mostly the baby faces though. Like I come back from this, you know. You put me down for this much long, you know stuff. But I'm gonna come back harder, stronger. I'm gonna fix this arm. I'm gonna fix whatever I gotta work on. But yeah, I think injury angles benefit baby faces more than heels. But if a person needs to revamp their character and that stuff, all right, injury angle, you know. But don't have an injury like every whatever. You know, don't have any. Don't do that.
Every month I get hurt.
Injury angles are also good for. Injury angles are good for also matches where you don't want this guy to get a W or a loss. Have that referee throw up the X, you know, and work something around that. That's a cool way to tell a match. Like, oh shit, something happened, but this guy can't afford a loss. This guy, can't get that W. Let's work something to continue.
A double count out will kind of save that too, though.
Yeah, a double count out, most definitely. Now, if that move, this double suplex off the ring, injury angle, both guys got injured during that crazy fucking spot.
Both guys.
Both guys died, got ate by zombies.
That's
and
one of
they
the
go back
situations
and
as the owner,
forth.
I'm like, dude, how you gonna mess up 2 wrestlers? One wrestler messed up is one thing, but 2?
Then I'll come out as a president. Yo, nobody told you to do that freaking move. Now both of you guys are gone.
Yeah,
all right, let's get this underdog up. Let's push him now. That was a good way to do it, like an injury angle. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Noah. I like that. How do you feel about injury angles? Use it where it counts. Use it where it matters. Not everybody in your roster can have a fucking injury.
Nor should the same person have a injury, like MJ said. You should not be having an injury like every month.
Yeah.
Because that is now, you're a liability guy. You're a game.
Motherfucker like, man, I got a sprained ankle. I can't wrestle for the next 4 weeks.
That just sounds real raggedy. I'm gonna be like, you know
I'll
what,
be
girl?
back at the pay-per-view.
There's no way you would, in that case, retire. Okay, get some like AARP if you always that damn injured, like all the time.
Like Jim Cornette said, "How can I miss you if you're not gone? If this one
Right.
really want to push that guy, put him out for a couple of weeks, make him like a Roman. He was gone. Look at that. I miss Roman. I miss Cena. You know?
I mean, I did miss Roman.
Yeah.
His was a whole real, like, his was cancer. I feel like that's not really an angle.
Yeah, that's not an angle. But how can I miss you if you're not gone? You know? I miss you.
Oh, look, you're trying to be nice, huh? Okay.
I miss MJ. You know, you don't see really see each other once a week. Yeah, I think Gilligan had. Look at that. All right, so
Yeah.
top 3 best managers, favorite managers.
Oh, I'm going with Paul Heyman.
Damn, did I say?
I'm just because you like to be doing shenanigans.
All
so.
right. You want
Paul
to steal my
Heyman
guy
said-
now?
I am going to steal your guy
You
now.
wanna steal
'Cause
my manager?
I knew he was going to use him, but Paul Heyman, just the difference alone between what he did with Brock and Roman was enough for me. Like, if I wasn't convinced before. Like, he's a good talker. He was pretty solid on commentary. For me, at least. But the difference, like, Brock Lesnar, he talked with, like, a confidence and arrogance. He seems afraid of Roman Reigns. And it's so different. Like, he literally, like, when Roman says something, he looks like he's, like, if Roman says something a little too loud, he might cry, like, levels of, like, fear. Like, he'd be talking like he's standing too close, personal space, and you see him kind of cower a little bit, or, like, he'll shakily hold the belt up, like, here you go, sir, like, that type of thing. But then with Brock Lesnar, he was just, like, arrogant, like, oh, he's going to kick your ass. And this is what, and you're going to accept that my guy, Brock Lesnar's going to kick your ass. And I like that he was able to pull that off. So different. That if you can do that with 2 people who you watch beat up each other multiple times. Like, 2 people you had, like, literally, before Roman did this whole tribal chief thing, he had the picture up when Roman was getting beat up by Brock Lesnar on his, like, literally, that was his cover photo. So it was just such a switch to have you have Roman Reigns. Like, you're working for him, but you're doing it out of fear. It's like he's doing so out of fear. Like, Roman scares him. And like, even when he was talking to, like, the Usos, he don't talk to them like that. It's just Roman. Yeah. Like, he feel like he's, like, more managerial with the Usos. Like, you're going to do what Roman told you, the tribal chief said. But I love that he's able to pull off both roles. Like, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the Brock Lesnar thing, only because he did manage.
He's selling.
So I definitely would say Paul Heyman, because he legit, like, even with the interviews and stuff, when he's doing segments without Roman, he's selling the tribal chief. And I love that. Like, keep kayfabe alive. I hate when I just saw somebody beat you up and then you guys are like, hey, have a drink and play video games. Hey, like, dude, can you give me a week? At least give me a week. Like, maybe you guys bonded over getting beat up and now you want to play video games to get some of that steam. I can't buy that if, like, 2 hours later I'm watching you guys at home. Well, now I don't believe this. Now I don't care about your feud. So, he'd be selling that shit even after, like, SmackDown. He'd be, like, Tuesday on a different show talking about the tribal chief and what the tribal chief is doing. I respect that. So, definitely Paul Heyman, one of my top managers.
For me, I'm going to go with good old Sensational Sherry.
Yes.
I used to love me Sensational Sherry. Mm-hmm.
She knows how to talk and
she used to scratch the eyes, she'd get on his back and
she was an amazing
she did all the right stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't many women managers like her anymore either. She's solid.
Nope.
She was solid. Definitely one of the women originators of doing what needed to be done as a woman. Like, she did her shit, man. I
just hated her voice.
Like, this theme song for him a little bit before he did himself. Like, that's dedication. That is dedication. Her voice was terrible too. Dedication.
I just hated her voice. That's it.
No, her voice was agitating, and she should not have been singing. But that was a good manager. You did whatever you needed to do as his manager. I respect that. She was definitely top 5.
Some Sensational Sherry.
I guess for me, Paul Mooney, aka Paul Bearer, you know, he had it down pack. Undertaker was not a speaker. He shouldn't have talked, you know, for the first time, you know, because he was quiet. So he needed a person who could talk. And luckily, you know, Bruce Pritchard said, "Hey, I'm gonna give this guy Paul Mooney," and He had it down packed. He had the voice down packed. He sold it. He sold Undertaker, and the fact that he needed a mouthpiece. I'm pretty sure if there was no Paul Bearer for the first couple of years, if Undertaker didn't have Paul Bearer, I don't think that gimmick would have gone over as much as,
I agree.
Till Undertaker
he sold the shit out.
Yeah, till Undertaker felt comfortable talking.
He did.
Because I'm pretty sure he was still in his mean mark phase, and I do not know what to say.
Carrying the urn and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially Kane too. Think about it, Kane. If Kane didn't have Paul Bear, that Kane gimmick he would just been a guy with walking, do this and just walk. I'm wearing red and black latex. I don't know what to do.
When they made Kane talk.
Yeah.
He did not need to ever talk at all.
So Paul Bear, I'm pretty sure, he had down pack. And he even sold for Mankind. He was managing Mankind for a while.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
He was managing, and he was also a talk for corporate ministry. I'm pretty sure, he.
Oh, I think I got my second one from saying.
The door, So, yeah, Paul Bear most definitely, and probably my number one. I would say Heyman 2, but Paul Bear most definitely one. Because whatever Heyman touches or manages, that guy's going up skyrocket. I mean, he made certain guys mid-carders into top tier till he left. So, but yeah, most definitely Paul Bear.
He used to be the Heyman guys.
I'm gonna go with, and I think it was literally that match you made me watch with The Rock and Mankind. I'm gonna go with Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
The him on commentary for that one match alone sold me on anything. If Vince McMahon did nothing else right, he did that fucking commentary amazing. When The Rock was doing whatever he was doing as heel to Mankind, and then you just hear Vince McMahon egging on commentary, but he's part of the corporation, and then he'll say absolutely nonsense, and it just worked so well that I'm like, yo, shut up, Vince. But it works. And if nothing else he did right, that was gold. It worked so. Yeah. It was. I thought he was pretty solid on commentary anyway. Yeah, but that whole thing of playing off that he was with The Rock and he was doing this the stuff with The Rock being part of the corporation and everything, it worked so well because he was saying it he kind of didn't understand, but he knew damn well what was happening. He did. It was just gold. I feel like a lot of people I know shit up Mr. Matt for other reasons, but he was good. Making people if you want somebody to fucking hate a heel, have Vince McMahon. Yeah. If you want somebody to really just despise this heel, have Vince McMahon manage the person. That will automatically give that wrestler heat for no reason. Mankind hitting. Yeah, exactly.
Mankind hitting Rock with a chair. Oh, so despicable from this guy.
Rock, even though The Rock was doing that shit.
Rock hitting Mankind with a chair. Look at that beautiful shot. Oh, man. Look at his pecs when he hits the chair.
And then when he answered the phone, and he was hyping up the answer to the phone, I'm like, dude, all he did was pick up the phone, but he hyped it up so much. I'm like, you know what, Vince, this is so ridiculous, but it works so well.
Rock picking up the phone. See, this is why he's part of corporate. He cares about the team. He answered phones for the first two.
So I would say Vince McMahon, because if you wanted somebody to really hate a wrestler, you can fucking Vince McMahon. Just because Vince McMahon's gimmick, as far as his on-air personality, was always super egotistical. Mm-hmm. And I'm a rich and I can do what the fuck I want to do. And then so if you have people on the team like that, you're probably gonna dislike the wrestler off that alone. So I'm gonna put Mr. Man up there because that match alone, I was like, dude, this is so ridiculous, but it works so well for this.
Yeah, man.
And The Rock was able to go off of that. Well, The Rock is a pretty good talker, so.
See, number 3 for me, I'd have to roll with Bobby Heenan.
Bobby the Brain? Yeah. Well, they managed very well. Guys, yeah, Bobby the Brain. I'm trying to think. Do I have a favorite Bobby the Brain segment?
Man, I had so many. It was mostly when he was on commentary, though, with Gorilla Monsoon. Mm-hmm. Him and Gorilla used to go at it. And then I want to say it was the one where he got locked out of Raw. The very first episode or first 2 episodes, and he was coming back dressed in dresses and shit.
I mean, he helped Andre a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure because Andre was not a great talker too, so you need Bobby the Brain. And the fact that he was managing Andre while Hulk was doing his thing too.
And he had the Ming and the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
So man, I was a bit. I'm showing my age. Sorry.
All right. Well, we got 5 more minutes on the clock, so let's shut this down. We did pretty well. Shout out to Noah Youngblood for participating, Miss Dion, and shout out to also Rod. Oh, as long as I heard KO and Eddie, I'm good.
That's why I said to him, and I was like, bro, but this is all this. So if you did, you
Higher Gun, thank you for coming through.
Yeah, man. What's up with New Breed? Any plugins? Any stuff you're looking forward to?
I mean, man, you got the greatest champion of all time now holding the undisputed title, and that's the Kang Rio. So I want to say congratulations to him on winning that title. Yeah, oh man, y'all about to hate that mother. Also, we've got Fight Clubs 164 and 165 happening this week. We've got the upcoming episode 5 for Gun and Mills. We returned from my vacation, and it was a hit. 162 was great. We had a unification night, so everybody go check that out. And 163, I mean, it was pretty cool. It was just a nice story, just a bridge to the next episode. So we've got some great shit coming down the pipe, so just make sure y'all hit those like, share, subscribe. We almost at 100 for the Foul Mouth Dad page. We need to get to 100 for the EFBC page, Facebook that is, and then 200 for the EFBC YouTube channel. So make sure you're hitting that follow.
What's up with your channel?
I already having a couple of movie reviews because I watched quite a few in the last 2 weeks. Including that new John Cena movie, Vacation Friends, because I actually did laugh a lot. He's actually really funny in that. So I will be reviewing that, and I did watch F9, which he is also in. So, you know, I'm reviewing that as well, and like 2 of the movies I watched. And I had to postpone 2 interviews, but they will be up soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it on my channel. And if you watch Women's Wrestling Talk, I will probably be on the panel in 2 weeks on Fight TV, as well as doing one of the news segments next week, I believe, on Fight TV. So catch me in any of those places.
All right. Man, no updates from me, man. I'm still working on this damn Intercontinental Grand Prix Cup tournament. But Noah says, I dropped the glass plate and got cut up. Can we start an injury angle?
Did you cut your legs? They're like the glass shard in like a vein or something.
You know what? Only next EPW, I'm going to do an injury angle where a person gets paper cut.
He
I'm like, hey, paper cut's serious, man.
He got a hangnail in his big daddy toe from the shard. He's out 6 weeks.
All right. Well, later, guys. There's the EFBC channel. Check it out next week, next Sunday. Also, I believe the Blacklist will be on Tuesday, right? He's gonna do it on
Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, Blacklist on Tuesday. I think they got upcoming week for Takedown, and Blackout is coming up soon for 3Dub.
All right, cool. Anyways, guys, we are out. Peace. See you guys next Sunday, and make sure to check out the Blacklist.